why should Spotify owe you? If you don't like it, then don't sign up with us. Go figure out how you're going to get money somewhere else.
This is the game. If you don't want to play the game, don't play it.
Yo. We are Illinois Wise.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
Snoop Dogg recently sat down with the podcast, and he was flabbergasted at the fact that he only received $45,000 for a song that he apparently made that accumulated 1 billion streams.
Where I got 1 billion streams, right? My publisher hit me. I said, break that down. How much money is that? That shit wasn't even $45,000. That's crazy.
I don't think people understand quite how music is set up, right? So two sides of music, a song, I should say. There's the master recording / royalty side, and then there's the publishing side, right? There's the licensing, how music is played in movies and, TV shows. And it was very key. If you go back and watch that clip, Snoop Dogg specifically said, I hollered at my publisher, and he said, I'm only getting $45,000 for this 1 billion stream song. Now you got to start asking questions. What song was this? What was his percentage on the song that he's referring to? That's important.
Nonsense.
No, it's important for this particular conversation because it's misleading if we don't provide that level of context.
Okay. We were surprised. So we looked this up yesterday.
Yep.
We were surprised to find out what that number one, that Billy song was. And it was Young, Wild, and Free with Wiz Khalifa and Bruno Mars, which is crazy, right? Music doesn't get the respect that it deserves ever. Like, the importance of music in our daily activities. Some is like to boost our moods. Some is to get a party started. Yeah. Some is when you're in the club, the music is the club. I'm not going into a club that's not playing music. So how is it the worth of this song is probably worth at least a couple million? But the artists that made it don't have that couple million. I just don't get it. Now, in that case, Young, Wild, and Free, I will say this. There's multiple people that had to get paid for that. Bruno Mars, Wiz Khalifa, and Snoop.
And the producers.
Let's be real.
And the producers.
Let's be real. This ill-advised wise guys. Let's be real. Snoop was the worst part of that song. But Bruno Mars should probably get the most money from that song because he made the song. But
I just feel like it sets a bad precedent when Snoop Dogg is out here talking about he got paid $45,000 for a song that accumulated 1 billion streams. Yo, in your opinion, do you think that's like a discouraging thing for artists, or should they just keep going along with the current model that's done, right?
I think that should be super discouraging because even though Snoop may have, or like it's debatable if he had the worst part, when that song came out, Snoop is like the biggest artist. So he's probably the reason why that song is as famous as it is.
That's true.
So
that's true.
For him to only get 45,000 is crazy. They should wake artists up. That's why like kind of more people are saying like music industry is like dead. Like a lot of artists now that have podcasts like this, they have the information available. People are like, why would I sign? Like I could just make my 45,000 come to me, and like that would be all me and my management. Like streaming is not gonna get you money whether you're signed or you're not signed. You just gotta find different ways. I think it's going back to the days of like artists gotta do the merch website and have people download music from like a website, or the system is like outdated and it's set up to like for you not to get paid. So,
and I will actually go as far to say that if I'm an up and coming artist, rapper, I would rather be considered a YouTube rapper than just a regular, not a regular, but like, basically everybody else. Because a reason I say that is because you look at people like DDG who got his come up on YouTube, right? DDG was a content creator turned rapper. He was already a millionaire off YouTube. By the time he started making music, he don't really care whether the joint is like he getting $1 million. He's making bread, bro.
Yeah.
Or you somebody like Dax. Dax, he got in an altercation a long time ago. A lot of people know him from the Tory Lanez situation, but if you know anything about Dax, whether you like his music or not, he is a successful artist because he puts out and packages music at his own pace, and he utilizes YouTube like more than a lot of artists do. So what I'm trying to say is, I just think artists gotta get more creative.
But why should Spotify owe you? I'm putting Spotify. If I'm Spotify, I'm giving you the exposure to even get money. Like if I'm Spotify, I can be like, yo, okay, if you don't like it, then don't sign up with us. Go figure out how you're gonna get money somewhere else. Or like, let's say you're a guy like, Russ, who says he makes his own beats. He, let's say he pays for his production tools and he, makes songs that don't really cost him much money. Maybe he's investing just a couple of dollars here and there into the creation of the song. A return for Spotify, that's like a 100 times return, you know what I mean? From the money you're actually spending to make a song, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, guess what, guys? Spotify is not ran by people that love music. Spotify is ran by business people. So they don't care what it took for y'all to make the song. They don't have, they may not have passion for the artist. They want a good return in their investment. And so I can see them literally being like, why do we owe you?
All right, look, but
You know
here's the
what I mean?
thing. And you're absolutely right. Spotify is a tech company. They're already taking a 30% hosting fee, right? So they collect 30% of the revenue on a song. The conversation is more about the other 70%, right? So all the money that's being generated from the music, again, if you're an up-and-coming artist, you now have to make smart decisions as to who you work with, whether you own the music that you are putting out, or are you signing with indie labels who are taking all your rights? Are you signing with major labels that are taking your rights?
I was pretty much say, yeah, that's probably the bigger thing. Like Spotify's getting the blame, but it's like still they're doing their service. You pay for services. Like I understand a label should get their portion because they're putting it out and stuff, but that shouldn't be 70%. And that's what it comes to. Like that's where your contracts come down to and stuff. I mean, it's I don't think it's ever going to be fixed. This is the game. If you don't want to play the game, don't play it.
I have a fix for it. I have a fix for Spotify.
That's very sobering, by the way. You just turned a lot of people off.
I got a
from
fix.
Getting into music by them statements, my brother.
If you
I got a fix.
Revenue, you gotta do it yourself.
Spotify fixes this by making everybody sign a contract, and you get to figure out the leverage. So like, let's say a guy like Snoop Dogg, you make more money off streams because you're Snoop Dogg. While if you're a new artist that's a no-name artist, they throw some type of contract at you. Okay, you're only gonna make 3 cents. Because at the end of the day, the problem is, it's the big artists that are getting
finagled.
Thank you.
Finessed? What are we talking about here?
Again, and you say Spotify, I want you to pay me $1. Spotify per stream. Spotify can either take that agreement or not. I think there has to be some type of contract.
I feel like that kind of limits the art because
I don't like that.
you got people like, let's say,
at all.
4 Bats. Nobody knew who he was, and they put his songs on Spotify and went crazy. Now, if you can't negotiate a contract, you can't upload your music. Not like most people aren't even contract savvy when they sign to a label. So imagine now you have to sign to a label and I have to do a deal with Spotify.
But Spotify's not the end all be. Like we grew up in a culture where you had to hustle to get to even on TV. You had to hustle to get to TRL. You had to hustle to get to 106 in Park. You had to build a buzz different ways. Maybe if we do contracts with Spotify, people are going to get creative with different ways to get their music out there. Right now with Spotify and Apple Music, they've created a monopoly.
Bro.
That is the only way a lot of people listen to music. Let's go back to the old days where people are actually physically handing CDs out. Let's go back to the old days where people are doing other things. They got TikTok. They got YouTube. Let's get creative with how you are getting your music out to the people.
I agree with everything you're saying up until the whole signing contract. I think I agree with the point about get creative with how you put your music out. Put the power into people's hands. If you're an artist, control your own destiny. Put your music out creatively. Leverage both. Go do your independent grind. Sell T-shirts like you were saying earlier, T. Sell merch. Do what D1. Y'all know D1, right? He's a Harvard professor.
Yeah.
He puts his music out on his website. He allows people to bid their own price on his music. It's the same thing that La Russell was doing. Y'all know La Russell, right?
Yeah.
La Russell does the same thing.
Yeah.
If you are a supporter of me, you might want to give me $30 for my album, or you might have $1 to give me. Like, tap into your community.
We got to get more creative.
Listen to the full episode. Link below.